Allegedly, Kim Kardashian and Travis Barker were planning to hook up at Kourtney's house, according to Shayna Moakler. Now, she does not specifically say Kourtney's house, but she does say one of her sister's houses. Kendall and Kylie were way too young, and Kourtney and Khloe lived together at this time. Kim denies this, stating that they were just friends. Shayna is standing 10 toes down behind this accusation, so let's get into it. Welcome back to Kourtney and Travis, part 17. We have finally reached the point where I know you guys we've been dying for this part. And that is, what is the relationship between Travis Barker and Kim Kardashian? Because clearly, it's not just the fact that Travis married her sister. Allegedly, these two had a little something going on back in the day. It started when Travis was hanging out with Paris Hilton. Of course, Kim Kardashian was working for Paris at this time. While Kim was hanging out with Paris, Travis invited Paris to come with him to his Plus 44 tour in Amsterdam. Paris obliged, she came, but she also brought Kim Kardashian along with her. And that's when we get to hear what Travis knew about Kim Kardashian prior to her being famous, getting her own show, all of that stuff. Travis states that he knew Kim would organize people's closets. At the time, she was working for Paris as her closet girl. Travis states that Kim would unpack and pack Paris's suitcases, putting away all of the clothes that she purchased, putting things where Paris could find them, just stuff like that. So it's kind of a no-brainer that she flew out Kim to be with her on this Amsterdam tour. Travis states that while on this tour, all of them together, they all checked into a hotel and they rented bikes to just drive around Amsterdam, and they did that. Then they all went to a coffee shop where Travis says that they all got high and just hung out, good vibes together. Then he retells a funny story about Kim and Paris. Apparently, they were in a bar in Amsterdam, and in this bar, it was an area that was run by the Hells Angels. You don't know what the Hells Angels are? They're the most dangerous motorcycle gang in the world. Anyway, apparently these two were taking pictures of the girls that were working at the bar for whatever reason, I don't know why. And somebody, I believe one of the Hells Angels members, came over and told them to stop taking pictures of that girl, which they did, but scary as fuck. And Travis knew that too. He was like, no, just quit doing that. Whatever you're doing, just stop. Don't piss these people off. There were also packs of paparazzi following them everywhere. I mean, of course, they're following Travis, but they were more so following Paris. But they were having a blast and they didn't really care that the press knew about it. Then that's when Travis states that he was revealing to his friend Lil Chris, who was also there with them. He was saying on this trip that he was checking out Kim. He said, quote, "I don't care if she's the closet girl. She's fucking hot." Not surprised. I'm sorry. Everything we've learned about Travis, I'm not surprised. He's totally girl crazy. Now, very shortly after, they were only there for a little bit. They ended up going home back to LA, and that's when Travis's health would start to decline rapidly. If you guys have been here since the beginning, you know that this man has so many broken bones all of the time, and it actually makes sense because it was around this time that he was diagnosed with osteoporosis and told that he had the bones of an 80-year-old elderly man. He had shattered his foot, so he was unable to play the drums at this time, which is when they, did the bone density test and figured out that he had osteoporosis. But that was also when Travis came clean to his doctors about his substance abuse, not realizing that the amount of substances he was taking was reducing the calcium that you need to make your bones healthy. He had taken so much that at this point, his bones had basically become twigs. Fortunately, this really slowed Travis down. And even though he told his doctors about his his substance abuse problem, they still prescribed him painkillers, and he was still he was on another level. He already had his addiction, taking those for his addiction, but now he's trying to deal with the pain of his foot. So it was getting out of control. That's also when he realized that his bones were not healing properly, because even though the doctors told him you need to stop your tour, at least rest for a little bit, Travis of course stayed on the tour, but now his bones weren't healing. So in the middle of the tour, Travis called Mark's hotel room and he was so honest with him. He was like, look, I'm out of control. I can't, my bones aren't healing. That's number one. But number two, my substance abuse is out of control. I need to go home. And Mark was totally cool about it. He let Travis, go home, of course, and he just filled the spot with another drummer that they had for the opening band, and Travis went home. Now, when Travis got home, this is when he reveals that at some point he had moved to Calabasas, a home that was more kid-friendly for Landon in Alabama. Now, even though Travis had this realization that he needs to quit using substances. He did slow down, but he did not stop completely. Then, slowly but surely, his romance with Paris Hilton would also start to wind down. He stated that she was fun to party with, but their sexual chemistry was never really that good, and they were just better off as like party friends. Travis actually says that he was having more time with Tara. Remember, she won Miss USA of that year. He was having more fun with her than he was with Paris. So they ended up cutting it off romantically, but they are still really good friends. Then, just to add to the confusion, Travis would also be talking to Shanna again as well, despite the fact that he had already filed for a divorce, but whatever. He wanted to give it another try with her. Doesn't really matter because their relationship was still as toxic as ever. They were just fighting, having the same argument over and over, which is that when Travis is home, he doesn't want to go party. She does. So why are we back together? I don't fucking know. But they were. Then shit would hit the fan again when Shayna found out that Travis was talking to Lindsay Lohan. Yes, you heard me correctly. The roster goes crazy. I gotta say. Travis states that he met Lindsay at a party and that they started talking, they hit it off, and that Lindsay actually kissed Travis. Soon after, they would exchange information and they would start texting each other for a couple of weeks. Finally, Lindsay and Travis agreed to meet up, to hook up, hang out, whatever the intention was. I don't know, but they agreed to meet up. So Lindsay set the place and Travis showed up there, but when he got there, he was not greeted with Lindsay. He was greeted by Shayna, and she came out saying, "How the fuck is Lindsay?" So Travis, of course, he denied the whole thing, but she had already went through his phone, saw the messages, texted Lindsay herself, letting her know the deal, and that's when she went and showed up to where they were supposed to meet, Lindsay and Travis. Allegedly, she texted Lindsay, "How's my man? You going to meet my man?" And this really damaged the romantic aspect of Travis and Lindsay because Travis was very embarrassed. He was embarrassed that Shayna messaged Lindsay. You should be embarrassed that you're cheating on Shayna because he already admits that these two were talking again. So you embarrassed yourself. From then on, Shayna and Travis, for some fucking reason, would be in a cycle of getting together, not together, getting together. I don't know what was going on through either of their head to ever think that this relationship would work. In the middle of these two being on again, off again, Kim Kardashian would enter the chat once again. That's when Travis reveals that he and Kim stayed in contact after Amsterdam, meaning she was on his roster too, I guess. Now at this point, Kim's tape had come out with Ray J. She had already broken up with him and she was single at the moment. Mind you, Keeping Up with the Kardashians has not even started filming yet. But Travis knew that the idea was being shopped around to networks because he had connections in that area. Kim even told Travis that she was having a meeting with Ryan Seacrest, and that's when Travis gave Kim advice about starring in your own reality show, seeing as he had done 2 seasons of Meet the Barkers. And soon after, Kim and Travis started hanging out. Too much lore. We're gonna have to continue talking about it in the next part.